Hello!
Welcome to New Earth Evolution. And we want to share about a session we just had. A very special session. It lasted for 3 hours.
I think more even.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, more.
More? Yeah.
Definitely more.
It started with a personal process I was in around money.
Yes.
And I had a call about money to arrange money with an investment and receiving money and blah blah blah, and it didn't. Of course, things don't always go as you think before, especially when you work with energy. So we came to a point where money was coming in, but it was not reachable. That was, and like we put it into energy, and we put money in the energy. We put my bank account in the energy, and then we see what's coming up, and we start moving. But while we were systemic work, while we were doing this, I got a call to proceed. And you were representing money, and you were outside, and during the call she came in, not realizing we were still in the systemic work. So the call went on and a lot of frustration, a lot of emotional trying to communicate, trying to open communication. And after a lot of frustration, we just cut it off. We went to have dinner, and then the question came up, why is this happening? What is this happening here? And then we started talking about divine energy and toxic energy. So the divine money energy came up, and the toxic money energy came up. Yes.
When we do things like this and stuff, it's release, it's clearance, it's just sharing this because I don't know who is going to watch this, and then you know and understand that we're actually at this moment doing some energy work.
Yes.
So yawning, coughing, it's all part of it, crying.
So maybe you want to share how we started connecting and calling in help?
Yeah. So after dinner we went back upstairs to my sacred temple, and I really received the message that we needed to do some clearance, but that it was not only about her personal, that there was something very collective going on. So I placed this invitation, and I felt like the extraterrestrial beings were coming to help us. I felt really strong the Arcturians coming in, but also angelic beings, and but really the Arcturians were very profoundly with us. And I suddenly felt like before we could move further, I really needed to state very clearly, to say holy no to the more dense identities and beings, entities, that only those from 5th or higher of frequency we would welcome into our sacred space, into our energy field. And this is also with this video, we really want this point out, that this video also will only allow those higher beings to be present, and we receive a clear no within unconditional love, because we see those more dense beings as well as beings that give us some clarity, give us some beautiful lessons, but it's not that we need it anymore. So for this video I really want to say as well, to say clear no. But then we went on from that, and I suddenly felt like, yeah, because she's actually in like this journey with me where I am your teacher. I'm not sure how to say it otherwise. And I felt like this message is coming through, but I also got really clear the message, like, give her this stage right now, because then you could feel more trust that you also can do this and that you also can channel this. And so just you haven't heard me say that yet because you didn't know it. This is the first time I'm telling. But that was happened before we got there. So I was really feeling, and I received all these kind of messages, but I was like, and now trust that she can. So I gave like this permission for you, like, you can actually do this, you can channel, and then what happens, dear? Dear sweet dear.
I felt like an army, 5 or 6 big tall guards standing behind me, and I was pushed forwards into this room. So I was clearly pushed forward. I had to replace myself, and on the other side of the room there's our goddess.
Yeah.
She's representing our new earth evolution energy, sacred energy, and I was pushed there to connect with her. And at that time it also was the energy of divine money. And when I connected to the energy of the divine money, I experienced lots and lots of energy, but positive energy, a very warm energy, a very comfortable and comforting energy, coming from love, from sacredness, it was very light, it was very open, it was very safe. And when I allowed that energy, it was very clear, it was very flowy, it was very warm, it was very okay. And then the question came up, but what about the dark money? And the moment that I said the question out loud, lots of pain was coming through my body, and I felt instantly I needed to move over here onto the mattress. And my body was so much in pain, I had to lay down, and I felt immediately that a lot of pain, a lot of suffering from the collective, that we are still imprisoned in money. Like, a lot of people are still living with the illusion that they have to work hard and a lot to earn a lot of money. So a lot of people are still slaved by money, or by the idea of money. And that's what I felt. I felt a lot of pain, I felt a lot of pressure, I felt a lot of change around my wrists and my ankles. So I really felt in pain. And I heard them saying, you know, your body is so strong, now you know why you train so hard. Because now you can carry this, now you can process this for humanity, you can go through this. So I just surrendered to the process. It hurt a lot. I had a lot of cramps in my abs, in my abdomen. Then there was a lot of emotional release through crying. I was very much in pain, and that was the first time that I felt to be offered the honor to work for humanity, to work for all of us. And by the time I realized that, it became so much lighter. So the load I received before of all the pain, it became so much lighter, because it's working for the world. It's working for all of us. So it was easier to go through the physical process of releasing pain, of releasing the slavery, of releasing the change, so I just experienced it. went through it. You came to help in a very, very gentle, soft, but very strong way. Light language, lots of singing. I felt a lot of energy to help me clear my energy fields of not only my physical body but also my energetic bodies. So thank you for helping me with that.
Thank you for doing this for us.
So it was a lot of release, and it's kind of funny, it's honoring, it's funny, it's painful to experience the collective mess we still carry with money. But for me, I also received the message that because I went or I am going through this money process for myself, for me it's a very important message to bring. Not only now, but I know that I have to be, and I have to be, there is no other way, an example for others around money and money processes, and not only in the mind and changing mindsets, but connecting, really connecting in energy, and feel the difference. Feel the difference between working with the energy of money and the where it comes from, the origin of the money. Does it feel light? Does it feel dark? If it feels dark, what is the correct way, or how can you clear it? Should you accept it or should you decline it, and how can you so for me this is I think one of the next chapters opening up after the physical session. My body is tired because it's really working. It is working, and I do it with all my heart, and I do it from a lot of energy, from pure love. But these messages, they want to be shared, they want to be seen, they need to be heard. That we are all working for all of us. And I can feel that you can share your message about the Jesus parts, the nomads and the money parts, and that there will be a balance. And
that's a beautiful message. That's true. It's yours. I already was like, okay. During the moment that I began to channel the light language and light singing, I felt a very strong connection with Yeshua or Jesus. It was the frequency that Yeshua is carrying, and what the frequency of unconditional love that is behind it was very profoundly with us during that moment. Christ consciousness during that moment. And this message that came through was something I already had experienced before, a vision I already had received before, but again in a similar way now, but with even more power, and that's how we are going to eventually transform into a world where money will disappear, because we are most definitely transforming within this new earth, that eventually we are saying goodbye to money, that it's not going to be needed anymore. But before we are there, we're going to need to learn some lessons around money as humanity. And within this current timeline and current dimension that we are moving through, one of the big collective lessons is the one of non-duality. And to reach non-duality, you need to experience duality. That's the duality, non-duality around it all. Something that we really teach deeply on during our journeys that we offer. So this is the fun game called Humanity. It's all about reaching non-duality by experiencing duality. So for example, if you have experienced of being very much in your masculine energy your whole life, to reach the balance, you're probably going to shift in a total opposite first to really embody and experience the feminine energy, and then at one point in your life bring them back together and it's in balance. And that's the same with all those kind of things. And regarding this money channeling that came through, or vision that came through, is to move through this lesson. Let's just take it to one specific group within humanity, because it's going to clarify. But let's take the spiritual community. You have this spiritual community, and you have like these people that are the nomads, the ones that do a lot of volunteer work, in earthly terms volunteer work, that travel around the world and just try to live a very minimalistic life, the way Jesus did actually, and just offer their services on a very low or not even that fee. So there you have this group within the spiritual community. You have the group that is still in doubt about everything and searching a lot. And then there's also this other group that is growing at this moment, and it's for me it's very logical that this group is growing. The group where they actually are really standing for their prices, really owning that they also should receive and be provided for in money by offering their services, because what we do is hard work, and we could mean so much more for the world if people would understand this and actually pay us for doing this, because this is not something that we only do once. No, it's day to day to day to day, from the morning to the evening to even the night that we're doing this. And this group is also growing. The group that actually is really saying, let's say yes to money, and let's receive, and don't judge it anymore, and don't see it as a bad thing. Really receive the divine money. And within this spiritual group, with the two parties and the collective lesson, is very simple. Within the duality, non-duality, the moment that both groups are going to be able to no longer judge, fear, respond, project anything anymore onto the other, that's the moment that we are going to be in a balance, and that we don't need money. We really can truly detach ourselves as humans completely. And this is so in the spiritual community, this is the beginning, and then this needs to expand to the other parts of humanity as well. But this is actually was a strong message that came through around money that is making much clear for me. And I always say, like, if I would have no children, I would totally love the minimalistic lifestyle and just take my van and go travel and offer my services for free like that. I would totally dig that. But my situation is chosen, is guided. And in this situation I have two children, that have dads that are not that awakened yet. So I am really connected with the 3D world through them, and this is something they have chosen as souls. But it makes that we definitely have other needs. Me as a mom as well, I truly have other needs to really hold this frequency. And then I'm like, okay, I allow myself to be provided for because we really deserve it. So this brought me to this path that I slowly turned to the other group. But yeah, this is something we also really wanted to share through this whole divine experience.
Yes, yes.
Together. Yeah.
It's an honor to make these videos for you. I hope to inspire you.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah. Just reach out
When
if you
in
have
doubt.
questions, or just want to add something. Just reach out, and we are there. Even if we're not there, we are there.
Always.